Okay, back on the 2002 Bonneville. As stated in the description of the previous video, I will be going over more in depth more of a how-to replace the rear air shocks on this car. I did run into some issues doing this side and ran out of light, so I was not able to finish video on this side. So I will be doing the whole video on the other side. Really quick, I'd like to show under here. I wound up replacing the airline because I went ahead and got that little kit. I just went ahead and ran the new hose to the new shocks because they clipped in, it was all set up. Said, why not use all new? It came with little clips, so I was able to clip it all the way across. And in doing so, found out that it had actually already been bypassed from the air compressor, which is in that box right there. That had already been bypassed and teed off for manual air supply, you know, to put air in it with like a regular bicycle pump. More of a preload and put air in as you see fit deal. I might later on get in there, see if the air compressor even still works. I assumed it did, because I hear it kick on every once in a while, and that's when those little leveler switches are activated. So yeah, I got that ran over here. I am going to get this other side over here set up, and then we will begin our how-to. Alright, be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now just a quick go over what I got here. Here's the old strut from the other side, and again, thread on fitting. Now these, doing some research, these vehicles, the Bonnevilles, the Lesabres, I think even I think there was also a Cadillac that these fit. I believe these also fit the Pontiac Aztec. They do come with both types of fittings. You got your clip-on type, and you got your thread-on type. This thread-on type calls for a 9/16 wrench. Fits perfectly. From what I've noticed, it's better if you do it right here at the very end where it has the most structure. It'll grab better and twist it off better. Now this one, the clip-on type, looks like this. If you can just get in there with a screwdriver or snap ring pliers, spread that apart on there, just spread it apart, it'll pop right off. So I know a lot of the Lesabres already currently have those fittings on there. And I've got these in case I need to cut the line because the line doesn't want to pop out of the old shock. Got these because the new screw type fittings for the adapters are not hex. They're just more I got the pliers just to give it a little bit extra snugness. And 10mm bolt socket to get the old bolts from here. And I went ahead and bought new bolts with lock washers and nuts, so we can get rid of these nasty clip type nuts that like to just spin and snap. That's what happened with this side. It spun, it snapped, and then just decided to spin in place, and I could not get it off. Wound up having to use my cutter to cut the head off and pop it out of there. Got my air gun. You can use a toothbrush or whatever to kind of blow some of the crap off of there before spraying it down with penetrating oil. And then you let it sit for, I don't know, it's been pretty okay doing 5-10 minutes, and then you can start cranking on the bolts. Right, well, I'm gonna get to it. Okay, got it jacked up, got the tire off. This is what we're looking at. Again, okay, since this is how to, okay, we've got the 2 bolts right here, both 10mm, that they gotta come out. You have this, which is 9/16, that's gotta come out. And up top, on the other side of this, you have this cap. Pull the cap off. And then right here in this center nut, also 9/16. Take that off very slowly. Some systems, it's best to brace. Underneath here with a jack to take some of the pressure off, because some systems it'll drop so far. If you got your leveler arm over here, which I don't, it could overextend it, break it, or something like that. In this case, I don't have that attached right now, and I'm just going to slowly undo that nut up top and let it slowly fall freely. This one, because I did the other side, it does not drop very far, so we should be okay. But on your side, to be safe, I would put a jack or something under there to support it, to slowly lower it down after you take your nut off. Alright, and we're gonna jump to it, pass it off to my wife. Over here. And there she goes. And as I was saying, did not drop very far. Next, I'm gonna grab the wrench and do that. Go to the outer edge where it's more solid, get better grip, and this one's coming out a lot easier than the other side. Okay, and these seem to like to rust in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut that one off. Next, we're going to do these lower bolts. Okay, first one out, on to the next one. These back ones really seem to be a lot harder to get out for some reason. It's the same on the other side. That was the one that broke and I had to cut off. Yeah, it looks like this one broke too, but the bolt's still coming out of it. So I won't have to cut this one. Makes no difference. I'm going to use new bolts anyway. It's getting really easy, though really hot. A lot of friction. Hot, hot, hot. Okay, now the whole thing is loose. Push it up in there, see if I can't get this twisted. There we go. Whole thing out. Grab the new one. Grab some of this dust off. Now the new one is already pre-compressed. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get these bottom bolts in. I'm going to put a little air to it. And and this whole thing will rise and go through our hole. Now these ones, they're the same bolt size, different head size. So these are going to take a 1/2 inch. Also, the nut that comes with these is larger too. It takes a 17 millimeter versus the 9/16 that the other one had. I need 2 of these. Two lock washers and 2 nuts. Start the back one first, all lined up, and up there. Oop. Get some threads on that one. This other side lined up. Lock washer. Threads on that. Grab my wrench. Switch out to my 1/2 inch. And because these are so tall, it actually tends to, the head of the ratchet tends to get in the way up here. So I'm going to throw the ratchet on the bottom. Make sure the ratchet's going the right way. Okay, I'll grab the air gun. I put a little little bit of air in there. Just little bursts at a time. It'll help raise it. Righty. I think that's about as high up as that's gonna go. So what I'm gonna do here is grab the other line. Get it popped into place. Pop-in guide that came in the kit. Now, as these go down, this will follow. So you want to make sure you leave yourself some line behind it. I'm going to go ahead and run this line behind this harness so it can connect up to the other one. Give it some play room. Pop it into place. Now it's got plenty of slack to help move with it when it adjusts up and down. Get that line out of the way, get it adjusted later. But for now, make sure these bolts down here are torqued down. Other side. Okay, that should be good. Now, I'm going to throw the tire on and drop the car back down. That way the weight of the car on the wheel will push that strut the rest of the way up through its hole. As you can see there, dropping the car down, push the rest of that shaft right through the hole. We're gonna go around and get that top end buttoned up. Real quick, had to raise the car back up, pull this out real quick. It comes with two little flared sleeves, one that fits on the top of this one that fits on the top of the other side. I forgot to throw this one on, so I took it out, threw it on real quick. It just slides, looks like this, just slides on like that, and up top it'll go on like this. So, just figured I'd show that real quick before somebody yelled at me and said, "Oh, you forgot to do that." So, alright, now back up top. Okay, we're gonna go ahead, do this here on top, get the nut going. See if I can get it as finger tight as possible. And start cranking. Once on there, it's usually pretty good. Don't take much to usually get them cranked down, but you can get the box end of a wrench on these nuts, and there's a flat spot on this shaft where you can get a small little wrench onto. So you put the box end of the 17 on this nut, and that little bitty nut wrench probably looks like a quarter or 15/16 on there to hold this shaft still while you crank on this. But we got her good and tight, so we are going to leave it like that. Pop our cap back on. It'll go back on. Doesn't like that larger washer. There we go. And she's in. Take this here. Now, all that's really left is to connect these two air lines together and get it charged with air. Now, getting the two air lines connected, they come with a T. I'll show you the T really quick. This chair moves out of the way. There we go. Okay. Here's the T. Comes in the little kit. Okay. Now, I'm sure if you have another T lying around, you could probably do a double setup for manual or hook up to your pump. Either way, your line coming off the pump that feeds both your lines will go in here. This will go off to the passenger side. This will go off to the driver's side. Now, I'll show you real quick how to get the line in there good and cinched. Show you at this end of the line here. Take one of these new caps, you feed it on, and it comes with these little O-ring seals. There you go. Feed the O-ring seal on the end of the line. Fits nice and snug. Take it, you shove this in there, as far as you can. See, this is as deep as it goes, bottoms out. Bring the washer up, or the O-ring, sorry. Then you bring the cap up. You screw this down, and then you screw it as tight as you can, hand tight. Tug test, good and tight. Will not come out. And you can do that with the ends for both of your lines going to your shocks. And this the line coming off of the air compressor. Yeah, or if you're going to do the manual, I've got the kit comes with the manual setup as well for you to take and air it up with your bicycle pump. And it's the same concept. Feed the line into here, and then it comes with a little mounting nut so you can drill a hole, screw that down, it'll be firmly in place. I actually plan on using this one, and I'm going to throw this inside the trunk compartment of the car. But that is something else entirely. Right now, we are actually officially done with the how to replace the air shock on the rear of a 2002 Pontiac Bonneville. Again, this also goes for the Lesabre. Bonnevilles and Lesabre are pretty much both identical vehicles in almost every way. And thanks for watching. I will probably video of the line run, and if not, I'll just show you the completed run and kind of show how I did it. Again, thanks for watching.